What up, everybody? My name is Dakota. I also go by Coda GG and many other names, but for now, it's just Dakota. Welcome to my first YouTube video. Star Wars Unlimited made me finally jump into the game, so I've seen a lot of really great deck tech and analysis from other folks, and I figured that I would throw my hat into the ring as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over what I have so far for Shadows of the Galaxy for Krennic Green. Um, Early on in Spark, I started about a quarter of the way through Spark, so I started a little bit late. So I had to spend some money to get some cards, but that's okay because we're in set 2 now. So, and I hopped on that for sure. So, I've been to 2 pre-releases. First one, I played Ray, which was okay. Went 1 and 2. Second time, I didn't really get a good box and just had to play Bosk for his colors and his body. So, it's been fun. It's been a fun weekend. As we get prepared to jump into Premiere in Shadows of the Galaxy, figured it'd be a good time for a video to maybe help some Krennic players Krennic players in Spark transition over to Shadows of the Galaxy. The way I've been doing this is I've taken my green Krennic deck from Spark and I've basically switched out play sets of things and then tested it and so on and so forth. So we'll kind of go through some of the cards and then some of the new cards more, and some of the old cards we'll kind of briefly talk about. So first off, the base Energy Conversion Lab. This is not so much a control Krennic. It's more of a mid-range Krennic, and without Energy Conversion Lab, the deck doesn't really work. You know, you'll notice that I don't have any scout bike troopers because they're great. They're great units, but they take a little bit to develop. So if I was to play a 30 base, I would throw those scout troopers in there and make this a little bit more control versus mid range. Now this is very early in the deck. It's been doing okay. It's been pretty successful on Karabast in open format. So so Energy Conversion Lab for the ambush, absolutely essential to this deck. Next we have a new card, Gamorrean Retainer. So I replaced Viper Probe Droid with this card. The only reason I really used Viper Probe Droid, and I think anyone used Viper Probe Droid, was because it was a 3/2 2-drop. So we've got a new one of those, luckily in green, in Gamorrean Retainer. It's better, I think, because if there's another green card on the field, it gains Sentinel. So I feel like that effect is better for us than Viper Probe Droid for that. So he's a 2-cost 3/2. That's the reason why he's in the deck. He's got a bit of a better effect, in my opinion, than Viper Probe Droid. The second card, Mercenary Gunship, that's another new card from Shadows of the Galaxy. I replaced Inferno 4s with this. It's got a better stat line. It's a 3/2 2-drop in space. Its effect is action 4 cost. You may take control of this unit, and either player can take control of the unit. So at first, you might think, wow, he's just gonna take your unit in turn 4. Well, the thing is, if he uses his 4 resources to take my unit, now I have an opportunity to take it back, right? So if he has initiative, takes it, I have the opportunity to take it back. If not, we have plenty of other things that can take it out. So not too worried about them taking that. It's a great 2-cost 3/2 in space. Death Trooper is going to stay in the deck for as long as I know. I mean, amazing card. Through Energy Conversion Lab, it can do 6 damage with an ambush and its effect, as well as the additional effect to Krennic. So it's a great ECL target if you need to take out something big that you're having trouble dealing with. Power of the Dark Side. We won't spend too much time on that. One of the better cards in the game. You're playing blue. You're playing blue black. You're playing Power of the Dark Side. So, Super Laser Technicians. You'll notice I took out the 3 resupplies. I felt like we didn't really need that much ramp because most of our stuff is at like 7. So some of it's a little bit later, but that's why we have the 3 Palpatine's Returns, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Consortium Star Viper, I haven't found anything that works better yet, and there may be a card that I don't know about in the set that works better, but the Restore and the 3/3 in space is nice. Also a nice ECL target against Sabine and some other decks. So Phase 3 Dark Trooper, that's another new card from the second set. Replace Cell Block Guard in green decks. That's the gist of it. Same stat line. He's a Sentinel, but he also has an effect when he takes damage through combat. He gets an experience token. So just again in green, just a replacement for something that was basically the same, but with green it got a little bit better. So that and Gamorrean Guard are kind of the same story in that sense. The System Patrol Craft, it's a big body in space for Sentinel. It did really well against Sabines in set 1. I'm keeping him in 2 in there for now, just to kind of see how the game progresses through. It's always good to have a big Sentinel in space, right? Takedown, left takedown in there, another great removal. Overwhelming Barrage, you know the gist on that one. One of the best cards in the game, paired with our Maul and our Vaders, especially with Krennic's ability. Because we'll get to that in a second, but because Maul and the biggest reasons why I want to put Maul and Vader in here is because they're both ambush units, right? So when you ambush in, you're automatically going to get that +1 for the damage on them for the next turn. So they get scary. People start getting scared of them, and then and sometimes mistakenly go after that unit, right? Because they get scared of it. So, but anyway, Overwhelming Barrage. We got a lot of great targets for that. Steadfast Battalion, that turn 5 ECL with Krennic out. It's awesome. Takes out so much stuff. You do some overwhelm damage. So that's what you want your 5 turn play to be. Cargo Juggernaut for the Restore, as well as the shield, and a decent stat line. I mean, it's not really bad, but for what you get for it, it works. And because we are playing a 25 base, we've got to have some Restore in the deck, right? Rivals Fall, that's another new card. I replaced Vanquish. I was playing 2 Vanquish. I replaced it with 2 Rivals Fall in the main deck and then 1 in the side deck. I'm okay with paying 1 more to be able to kill a leader. That's just my opinion. Palpatine's Return is another new card. It's a 6 cost command villainy. You can play a unit from your discard pile and it costs 6 less. If it's a Force user, it costs 8 less. So if I have just ran a Maul into you and you kill him, I play Palpatine's Return. I play Maul for free with Ambush and Overwhelm once again on the ground. So I don't know if I want to play 3 of these or not, but for right now, that's what I've got. Vader, just because he's got ambush and he's a pretty big body, and you get to pull out some Death Troopers or Star Vipers or your preferably your Phase 3 Dark Trooper. Left him in there. Plus, when he ambushes, he gets Krennic's +1. So Maul, right? So Maul was a gift from the gods to green, right? So I'm not playing Underworld cards, so I'm not really too worried about the second part of his ability. But like I said, with the ambush and the fact that we have Palpatine's Return now, it's almost like we're playing with 6 Mauls, right? Or 5 Mauls. It's just so good together, and this deck is just, in the late game, is just so punishing to the opponent. So yeah, Maul is a big time Palpatine's Return target. He'll just basically come back, great combo. I have one Super Laser Blast. I did have two Super Laser Blasts and two Palpatine's Returns, but I felt like I didn't really need the second Super Laser Blast in the deck. I put one in the side deck, but maybe Super Laser Blast for when you play Green Palpatines, things like that. Things with like Endless Legion now that are coming out. Palpatine Green is going to get really hard to deal with really quickly. So having that extra Super Laser Blast in the side deck is helpful. I may go back to two in the main deck. I just need to see what the meta is going to be. Two Avengers, you know Avenger, great card, great to close the game out, create some space, and then of course Devastator for the final blow. So again, a lot of really great synergy in this deck. It's a pretty simple evolution, I think, from Spark. It's not changing anything too much. But again, remember this is a mid-rangey version of Krennic Green. The side deck I haven't worked a lot on, but we'll talk about a little bit. Restock, the Kieran, I don't know about Iden. I don't know if we'll see a lot. I think Kieran's going to take a lot of that. But the double blue control mill decks, you got to have one restock. Maybe down the road I might play two, but I don't know. Another big body Sentinel in space, and then two Fell the Dragons for playing against Hans, young Hans, decks that use Crate Dragon. Basically, we're going to sub those in for a couple things there. Traitorous I left in. It was in the side deck in version 1. I left in just to kind of see how it's going to work. I haven't really had to use my side deck too much on Carabast, but I think it'll be helpful in against Bobas and Cad Banes and young Hans and things like that. Another Rivals Fall, just in case we're dealing with control or anything like that. Second Super Laser Blast, and then of course the Relentless for control decks as well. So so that is what I have so far for Krennic Green version 2 for Shadows of the Galaxy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. We're going to play a few games here so you can see how the deck runs. And I will see you then. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And hit the notification for notifications on when I make a new video. I'm going to be looking at a lot of different decks, trying to do some deck tech things, as well as, kind of general videos about Star Wars Unlimited, and possibly some other things in the future. But appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to jump in and play a few games here so you can see how it works. Alright, so first game, we're going to get a Red Han. There's a lot more people playing young Han lately. Carabas has been lagging a little bit. I don't know why. There we go. Okay. So, looking at the starting hand, definitely going to mulligan. I didn't get any starting plays. All right. So we got our Gamorrean Entertainer. We're gonna play him first. That's obviously first. We're gonna resource Vader and Takedown on this one because we want to have our ramp. We want to have our Steadfast at 5. And there's plenty of 3-drops, so I'm not worried about that. I hope this guy doesn't take forever, but so we're gonna go ahead and play our Gamorrean Retainer. We're gonna claim initiative. I hate to resource the second Vader, but we're gonna have to. So when we play our Super Laser Technician, he's gonna get Gamorrean Entertainer is gonna get Sentinel. And he will either attack my Sentinel, which is okay, or he won't, and I'll attack his base. I would assume he'll attack my Sentinel. And he doesn't, so I gotta swing at his base. I'm gonna claim here. A Star Viper would be great right now. We didn't get Star Viper, but we did get a System Patrol Craft, which I'm about to ECL into his Y wing or his A wing. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't feel bad about that because I get the +1. I get his A wing off the field. If he plays a unit, we run our Super Laser Tech into him, pull out Krennic. He's already going to take 2. That was not smart on his part. I'll take the 3. I'm going to restore 2 anyways. Okay, he's going to take him down. I'll deploy Krennic. A little scary for Krennic to be out there by himself, but that's alright. So we'll get our restore and we'll pass. Avengers being resourced. Gonna try to get our Steadfast Battalion out. The longer you can keep Krennic on the field, the more likely that you will win. I will just say that. If he continues to let me restore, could be a problem. We're gonna go ahead and hit his base. The question is, do we put down the Dark Trooper? We could put down 2 Dark Troopers. I think I'm going to play the Steadfast and try to get the Overwhelming Barrage next turn to do some big time damage. Sorry, trying not to smoke this vape on screen. But so far so good. We've gotten 2 hits with Krennic in to restore a total of 3 health. I'll claim the initiative here. I'm gonna Overwhelming Barrage. Okay, he's gonna do aggression. Okay, so I guess he's gonna take out my Krennic. So this was the right play then to go ahead and get Steadfast out. I think we need 3 Dark Troopers. That art on Han Solo looks so cool. there's just so many good targets for overwhelming barrage in this deck. We're gonna go ahead and hit his base for 7. And claim. And we're gonna he really kind of messed up there. He's had a couple misplays. We're gonna power the dark side as Andor, get him out of the way. There's just so many answers in this deck. Like, there's answers for everything, it seems like. Why does he have 7? Throw a Dark Trooper in front of her. He used an aggression to ready her and just threw a Dark Trooper, and then we claim. Yeah, we got. I think we're looking pretty good on this. Yeah, so he hit with Steadfast. We got one more to go, and he just calls GG. And I will check to see if he wants a rematch. But it does not look like he does. So, good. Nice first game. Kind of showed a little bit about how you can really deal with a lot of stuff. And if he doesn't deal with your stuff, it gets big really quick. So, great first game. Let's move on to the second. All right, game 2 against a Luke Green. Interesting. So I like this starting hand. It's going to be a tough choice for the second resource, but we're going to keep it. This is a hard decision. Definitely Avenger, right? That's going to go. And then I'd like to keep... because having these 2 units in the starting hand really gives us a lot of flexibility. So I'm going to go ahead. There's 3 overwhelming barrages. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to get rid of Avenger. I don't know if that was the right choice, but I feel safer having 2 options at 3, and then probably we will draw out. So Gamorrean Entertainer, great. Our starting card here, we got it. That's great. We'll pass. And this is why I wanted to keep Power of the Dark Side, because now when he plays a unit, I can take it out, and we're off to a good start. So we're gonna attack with our Gamorrean Entertainer, then we're gonna Power the Dark Side and pass. We don't have use for Palpatine's return quite yet, so let's resource that. Oh, these new blue Sentinels, man, I'm telling you. I think what we're going to do is we're going to attack with Gamorrean. Oh, that was a mistake. I'm going to go back to start of this turn. That was my bad. I wasn't paying attention. I don't do that a lot, but for the sake of the video, I want to make sure that we're getting optimal here. So what I will do is I will take, let's see, we got 4. So let's put a Death Trooper out, take off the shield. He's going to put another shield on him, that's fine. We got our second Palpatine's Return. I'm going to hang on to it. I think we bring Krennic and see what he does. Let him make the decision. That's another thing is sometimes it's better to let them make the decision. Because, let's see, so now he's got shield, he's got Luke's lightsaber. I feel like to keep the most stuff on the board here, we need to. I think we need to play Dark Trooper here. I wanted to play Steadfast, but I think we're gonna have to shift and play a Dark Trooper here. This is a tough spot. Okay, all right. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to attack with Gamorrean Guard. Gamorrean Retainer. Sorry, Gamorrean Guard a card in set 1? I'm gonna take out his Sentinel. Take out his shield. That's okay. We kept more stuff, I think, that way than we would have if we would have played a Steadfast Battalion. So now we can play Steadfast this turn. Get the 5 Overwhelm. Hopefully. I think Mercenary Gunship is going to go here. We got our second Overwhelming Barrage, which is great. And I'm glad we kept Palpatine's Return because we have a lot of options in our hands still. If I was lower on options, I probably would have resourced Palpatine's Return, but I'm feeling okay with our setup right now. We were able to get our Krennic. Oh yeah. Okay, so he's starting to get issues with cards not being playable, which is understandable. Okay, Regan gave himself Sentinel. Okay, so we'll pretend that Regan gave himself Sentinel. I'm going to ECL Steadfast Battalion and kill him. And we get a Luke out. Take out his Alliance Dispatcher. Take out his Bail Organa. Pass. I'm really trying not to smoke that vape on screen. We're gonna resource our super laser tech. We haven't gotten any Vaders or Mauls yet, unfortunately. So this is going to start to get a little bit rough. Luckily, I do have Overwhelming Barrage on, so I can kill one of them. Two of them now, really. Yeah. 8 to base. It's 3 to base. Pass. Our Super Laser Technicians, my rule of thumb on Super Laser Technician is if I don't have him before 3, he's resourced. There's no use in trying to ramp at 8, right? Okay, so our Phase 3 Dart Trooper is actually doing some work. Yeah, so apparently General Rican does not work on Karabast. I don't think that Mercenary Gunship works either. So for the sake of this deck tech and like the video, I'll play it. But just keep in mind that I don't think it works, so they can't steal it, and I can't steal it. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to keep playing it, but keep that in mind when you watch these games. And also, ambush card. When I play when I'm not in this video, I will likely switch back to Inferno 4 until we get until that gets fixed. Okay, so we got our Maul. That's good. Again, see, I've had Krennic out for 3 turns now. And like I said, the longer you keep Krennic out, the more likely it is you win the game. So that can be kind of a benchmark for you. A priority for you is to keep Krennic alive. Super Laser Tech, once again, we're going to resource him. We're getting close to our cap on resource. I usually try to go to 10. Once I hit 10, I stop resourcing because we have the Devastator. So we're going to go ahead and get Maul in here. Maul's going to come in, overwhelm. And dude, you see this. Like, see how he just becomes a huge threat on the board with Krennic. Especially if you can hit a low attack unit. He's got 8 attack now. So he has to deal with him. If he doesn't deal with him, that's it. That's game. If I get 2 more shots with Maul, it's over. And then I'm getting all as many units as I can out on the field, and that's a GG. We can see if he wants a rematch. Give him a minute here. Opponent disconnected. So we'll claim victory there. And that's going to be our game 2. I think that one we just got to the point where we overwhelmed him with things. No pun intended. So many answers. He just didn't quite have the power to be able to, once we got to 5, the power just wasn't there. And you saw it even when he did get Luke out. We have plenty of answers for stuff like that. So I think Luke Green's a great deck. My wife actually plays Luke Green. She plays with Energy Conversion Lab though, because I'm a big ECL guy. A lot of people have kind of given up on it, but I still feel like it's the best base in the game. And if you can build your deck around ECL to where, like this one, like where the deck wouldn't work without it, and it works so well and synergizes so well with the cards, ECL is the way to go, especially when you have restore, right? So, good second game. Shout out to Ace Sui. Appreciate you being my opponent, being on this video. I hope you, if you see this, leave a comment. Good game, man. We'll go on to game 3. All right, game 3. We've got a new leader. We've got a Cad Bane Red. This should be interesting. All right, let's check out our cards. Got another good hand, I think. Don't think there's a need to mulligan this. I think Maul and Juggernaut get resourced here. We'll start with a nice pool of 2 and 3s. Give us options. The great thing about this deck is there's so many options at low resources. Our best opener, Gamora Entertainer here. There's so many. What is this? Oh, when you play under. Ooh, okay. That needs to be dealt with, right? So I'm going to take initiative. I'm going to take out Lady Proxima. We're going to resource this Cargo Juggernaut. I'm going to take out Lady Proxima first. I hate to ECL a Super Laser Technician in. So let's go ahead and just get him out and give our Retainer Sentinel. That should ensure that we get our readied resource on 4 to make 5. What? It uses damage to do 1. Okay. I don't understand that, but whatever. All right, second Super Laser Technician. We're going to resource. So now we're at 5. I think okay. So we have a couple options here. We can hit for 4, take some damage. My style, see, because this is a mid-range, my first intuition is to hit. We're going to hit for 4. 4 is a lot to not hit the base with. And then we're going to pull out Krennic. We're going to play a Dark Trooper, kill his little dude. He's going to hit base. I'm going to hit this dude, heal 2. Pass. Okay, it's good to get a Super Laser Technician because we know that it's going in the resource pile. So we will get rid of Super Laser Tech. We're going to wait on this Cad Bane, and we're going to kill him with Rival's Fall. A 2/8 is tough. He's going to play him this turn. So we have to be careful. It's a good thing that we have a couple units down here because we're not going to have to use our resources early in the turn, right? So if he likely, yes, so likely he wouldn't hit with, he wouldn't bring Cad Bane out first, right? So we need to, oh, this is, I hate this, whatever. We get to heal anyway. Oh, it's only 3. Okay. Okay, so now he's put us in a tough position. But if we claim and he plays Cad, he doesn't play Cad. Mercenary Gunship's going to go. We're close to 10, so I'm going to keep Devastator. We don't have anything to ECL. here. Probably kill. He can't kill Krennic this turn, but he will be trading. So not with Crafty Smuggler anyway. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and hit 5 to base. Go ahead and let him take out Krennic because that's what he's probably gonna do. Good thing we have ECL. We're gonna ECL. We're gonna try to grab initiative. ECL Consortium into his guy. Okay. Oof. Okay, awesome. So we got Super Laser Blast. So, okay. So I'm gonna hit him because I feel like the restore is worth it. The damage on the restore is worth it to go ahead and hit him there. He's gonna mess up and play him, and I'm gonna blow his shit up, his stuff up. Sorry. Can't Super Laser Blast Phantom, unfortunately, so I'll take 4 there. I'll claim. All right, so we're starting to get some of our big stuff. I don't want to play. So we're not. I'm gonna not resource this turn because we're not gonna play our big cards this turn. I'm gonna ECL. I'm gonna ECL my Consortium Star Viper. Get that +2. Power of the Dark Side. Very good turn for us. That is a very good turn. Okay, now I'm gonna resource probably. I like to have a Dark Trooper on hand just in case. Hopefully he plays a unit. Okay. Player 2 passed. Okay, we're going to bring our Avenger out. Try to close this puppy out. He'll probably bounce it or something. Nope. I'm going to claim. And at this point, we're not worried about that Crafty Smuggler, right? Now we want to close the game out. Because the longer we wait to close out the game, the harder it's going to be. I'm going to keep Cargo Juggernaut. I think... No, I'm going to get rid of Cargo Juggernaut because we're so late in the game now. We're going to hit him for 9, take out his Crafty Smuggler, and start to close this thing out. Anything he does, I have an answer for. So, even if he kills my Avenger, yeah. So I can win if I claim. He's got 4 resources. I'm going to claim. And that should be game. That 3-1 ambush, that 3-1 cloud, that 3-1 2 cost is crazy. Cool. So game 3, still once again, you know, it got a little bit crazy there in the middle of the game, but we were able to close it out. I feel like this deck is just so good at every stage of the match. Early on, we've got our Gamorrean Retainers, we've got our Phase 3 Dark Troopers, which are super strong. We've got Consortium Star Vipers. We've got, and he does not want to do a rematch. We've got Mercenary Gunships. Mid-game, we've got Krennic. We've got System Patrol Crafts. We've got Steadfast Battalion. Starting to get to the late game, we've got Vader, Maul, Palpatine's Return, Avenger, 2 Avengers, Devastator. So you guys have seen I haven't used the side deck at all since we started playing, and it's been able to deal with a few different types of decks. I was actually really happy with this match against Cad Bane. Cad Bane is probably going to be one of the better leaders from the set, just because of the access to Underworld cards. So I was happy with that. Again, sometimes things aren't working right now in Karabast for set 2 cards, so that could play a role in some of this. But overall, I think this deck is positioned well right now to be able to compete against aggro, mid-range, and control. I think the control matchup is going to need to have a more active sideboard. But for aggro and mid-range, I mean, this is a great deck versus those 2 archetypes. So that was game 3. We're going to play one more game, and hopefully we can get this puppy posted and get it online for you guys. Again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it if you made it this far. And like and subscribe, and I'll bet you if I win this next match, you have to like and subscribe. Okay? All right, so let's get on to game 4 and the final game. We might play 5. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what happens. We can't go out on a loss, right? All right, guys. So a good 5 games in. We did pretty well. We won 4 out of 5. We had a lot of answers for things. We actually got to beat a Sabine Red. That was a lot of fun. Got to see that. I'm really excited to see what people do and what direction people take. The older leaders. This deck, in this case, it's really not that big of a change from set 1. It's the same idea. We're trying to get our big guys out as soon as we can, and use our Sentinels to help us get there. Not a lot of ramp in this deck. I do have the Super Laser Technicians and took out resupplies. So let me know what you guys think about that. I just felt like we didn't really need the ramp, and we had room for other things. So because of all the Sentinels and the Restore, I just feel like ramp is just not as important in this deck as it maybe would be in a Control Krennic. We got some good play out of the Gamorrean Retainers. I really like that card. The Dark Trooper, I think, was an MVP there. Definitely recommend putting both of those into your deck. Just kind of going over some of the new cards: the Gamorrean Retainer, the Mercenary Gunship, the Phase 3 Dark Trooper, Rivals Fall in place of Vanquish. We've got Palpatine's Return in place of maybe things like the Reinforcement Walker, which this may be a situation where I might put 2 Palpatine's Returns and 1 Reinforcement Walker. I feel like we have enough Restore, and we have enough threats at the end game that we really don't need Reinforcement Walker. But Palpatine's Return makes it easy and cheap to get these Mauls and Vaders back into play. We have plenty of 3 drops to be flexible at 3, and to use with Vader's ability. Plenty of ECL targets. My favorite ECL targets are going to be Death Trooper, Consortium Star Viper, obviously Steadfast Battalion, Vader, and Maul. Those are going to be your biggest targets for ECL. Don't be afraid to ECL a Consortium Star Viper in, especially against like a Red 3 on a Sabine. But yeah, if you guys like this deck tech video and you want to see more, just shoot me a comment on what deck you'd like to see. I've played pretty well all the decks in set 1, or most of the tiered decks anyway. And I'm excited to dive into set 2 here. I hope everyone is enjoying set 2, and I hope everyone had a great time at their pre-release events. And if you didn't get to make it, maybe we'll make a video in the future, maybe for the next set on a pre-release and what I would do as far as deck building with that. So again, thank you guys so much for watching my first YouTube video. I'm excited to make more, and please like and share and subscribe. so that I know you guys want to see more content. Until then, may the force be with you.